My worst fear for the housing market might be transpiring. And what is my worst fear? Lower rates bring demand without bringing supply. Beth, what's going on in your neck of the woods? Remind folks where you play, and then let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm in the greater Seattle area, King County, Washington. And we talked about this a handful of months ago that if rates come down, it's not necessarily the answer to our housing market prayers. If the supply is not there, then the demand is, and the demand is, then that doesn't help really anyone except for the few sellers that are out there. And even some of them, it's tough because they're buyers too, a lot of the time. And so the
Exactly.
concern that you've been expressing that we've talked about was that if the rates come down from 8 to, well, 6.5, let's call it that, or wherever we are now. I know it's been a little volatile the last few days, but it's lower
Yeah.
and we're hitting the high season for us, which is for us is quarter 1 into quarter 2. And we're seeing the surge in buyers in the market. Most the good listings in my area, which is I would say most of them that are coming on are getting multiple offers. The one I talked about last week where that was offer review day, we ended up getting 12 offers and it went 15% plus over list price, and it was priced where it was a realistic price too. It was a fair, good, realistic price based on past comps. It wasn't some fake low price. I don't believe in that. And it went, yeah, significantly over list, all contingencies waived, and other aggressive tactics. And I'm seeing that a lot out there. I'm starting to see earnest money released. It's back
Oh,
to the same. Yeah, we're talking huge earnest monies that I'm talking to people with not even in one area, but we're seeing earnest money of 50,000, 100,000 sometimes released as non-refundable. So it's the same playbook that we saw back in 2021 and the first half of 2022, which was if you want to win, you have to escalate up to 20% over list price, waive every single contingency, and do a large non-refundable or earnest money. And then you may get the house. And I'm not reporting this because I think it's great, or I'm happy for my sellers that get that, but I'm very concerned for buyers out there. Our inventory is still under 2 months. Our inventory is down still over 30% year over year. And we have all these buyers coming in, and I'm not seeing the sellers yet. Inventory is extraordinarily low. Here's the other thing too. So inventory down significantly, but and we can maybe chat about this next time, but we just hot off the press, I got the numbers for January, so not even February yet, but January closings, which actually were from December,
mm-hmm.
that prices are up about 8-9% in King County overall year over year. On the east side where I play, it's 11%. So I love it because most of my
uh,
portfolios on the east side just went up 11%, yay. I mean, it doesn't matter because
this
I'm not selling, but
this is what I feared.
mm-hmm.
I feared that we would go back to 2021 stupidity. What was 2021 stupidity? Everything's over asking. You're waiving inspections. You're
Yeah.
you're waiving appraisal gaps. And I got to be honest, Beth. I hoped with every fiber of my body it wouldn't get to the point where we have to release earnest money deposits.
Yeah, that's the last ditch aggressive strategy.
That's
And
horrible. That's
I know.
horrible.
And I'm seeing it routinely again.
Oh,
And
and this is
will
in
that
King
change? The
County,
only thing that would
which
change
is
it would be if we got more inventory and the buyers somehow backed off. If something happened where buyers got spooked and backed off, then we would see that dynamic change. Remember the chart that we looked at before where we looked at where it would spike, King County was an average of
I remember.
112.5% over list price. I don't think we're there county wide, but on the east side in the last month, I would say probably. And I'm hearing it's happening on the Seattle side too. So
This is
it's
this is this is this is not healthy.
really, yeah, it's really it's interesting. And I think the people that were rooting for a crash, I'm just not seeing it. We know we
Come
never
on.
saw it coming. we never, crashing transactions. Yes, that's still, I don't think it's going to get any easier for people like me that are in the real estate sales industry because
I don't know how it could. I mean,
yeah, it's
this
going to
is
be
the problem.
yeah.
6.5% I've said it and I will say it again here, is the worst possible interest rate on the planet. Why is that? Because the consumer is simple to predict. 8% bad, 6% good. We now have people getting an extra 5 or 10% in affordability. They are now feeling like they get a deal on the demand side. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people at 3% that look at 6% and go, no, thank you. Or they want to move up. They're not even priced out, but then they have to compete in the same stupid environment they're in. They're like, no joy, timeout. I'm not playing. Now,
Yeah.
you will still get the job transfers and the death and divorce, and we're still going to do 4.5 million transactions.
Yeah.
We should be doing 6, but the supply is not coming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the only way to get supply up. I now believe this is to have a 5, like 5.0, 5 and now, and I don't think rates are getting there in 2024. So
I'm
you're
not
right,
looking.
Beth.
Yeah.
In my opinion, your year it's gonna suck. It's gonna by suck mean it's hard.
Yeah.
It's just selling is hard. Dealing
Yeah.
with hard, fighting but hard. It's gonna be hard. And that's why you're amazing. And that's why you're gonna kill it because you know it's gonna be hard and you're ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. And we're helping lots of folks right now. I'm doing my part to bring inventory on the market. I've got a lot that I'm working on as far as listings, and that's what I love to do. And so what we're doing right now is coaching our sellers about this is what we're seeing in the market. And this is how, as a seller, a lot of them aren't aware of that because there's so few data points and people have their own lives. They're not paying attention to
Yeah,
this
they're
on a daily
any data
basis.
is 60 days old. They're getting.
Yeah, but
They
we're
don't know.
seeing now is just people are saying, like, hey, is the market bad right now or good for sellers? Like, oh, it is. If you know how to leverage, they're saying you have to have a plan to leverage this market in your favor. Without a plan, you're gonna miss out. And you have to work with somebody who is aware of what's happening today in the market because what's happening today is different than what was happening 2 months ago.
All righty, folks, it's time to get audience participation. Again, she is talking about her backyard, King County, Seattle area. So it is not the country. Let us know what's going on in your area. Are you an agent? Are you seeing this? I am hearing from agents up and down the West Coast that this is transpiring. I'm hearing a little bit on the East Coast. But maybe if you're in central US, what's going on? Is it our stuff
Yeah.
being sold under market? Let us know. Leave us some comments below. But most importantly, Beth, there are people that want to get a part of the 1% agents. They want to make sure they're working with the best of the best. You have the access, you have the Rolodex. How can they reach out to you to get an introduction?
Right. I love chatting with people from the One Rental at a Time community. I can be reached the easiest way is through my website, bethtraversogroup.com. Just fill out the contact me and I'd be happy to get in touch with folks out there.
Beth, you're amazing. Thank you. And we'll talk to you in a couple weeks in
Thank
Vegas.
you. I'm
Yes.
excited. Can't wait.
Yay.